Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening. Happy Sunday. Oh, it's Sunday. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Are we having Sunday scaries? How are we feeling? I feel like I look very orange, so I'm going to fix it. Oh, the game was awesome. I went to a hockey game today. Boston Fleet, season ticket holders. And we won 2-0. So it was awesome. There we go. That's also more the color of the actual purple lights. It was a great game. First game of the season. There was a fight. Someone on our team punched someone else in the face. Well, in their helmet, of course. So it was awesome. It was great. That is why I go to hockey games, to watch people get punched in the head. So I was very happy with the outcome of that. Yeah, the game was awesome. You watched it? Go, Fleet, go. Go, Fleet, go. Yeah, it was great. I have my pom-poms. We were playing Montreal Victoire, which obviously as a French speaker, that's my other favorite team. So I had my Victoire hat on, which means victory, my Montreal hat. And then I had like green on and green pom-poms. So I was a country divided today. Marie-Philippe Poulin, I love her. She didn't look great tonight or today. I don't know. Like my wife is speculating that she got injured and is kind of playing through an injury. She was very, she was kind of not a factor, at least with goal scoring. And y'all, if you watch, Marie-Philippe Poulin is the captain of the Montreal Victoire. This is professional women's hockey league. So it's the NHL for women, essentially. And Marie-Philippe Poulin is like this she's just Canada's sweetheart. They call her Captain Clutch. She's an incredible scorer. She's just amazing. But she was just kind of not in it today. She got a couple 2 or 3 penalties, which is unlike her, for tripping. And so it's like she was on her heels and was just like trying to get people when they got past her. So yeah, my wife thinks that maybe she's getting over like a preseason injury or off-season injury or something like that. Oh, women's hockey is so fun. They go so hard. It is the best. Welcome, Frogbot.
See you at the after party.
Welcome. We love good frogs here. So yeah, the game was awesome. Great turnout. And yeah, get out and see a women's hockey game. The PWHL has expanded. So now there are teams in Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa, Vancouver, and then Seattle, New York, Boston, Seattle, New York, Boston, who the fuck else? Let me look it up. I want to make sure I get all the teams. There's probably a team near you guys. And you should definitely go. Okay, so Minnesota. I knew there was a Midwest one. Okay, so we have Boston, Minnesota, Montreal, New York, Ottawa, Seattle, Toronto, and Vancouver. So that's, 8 teams now? We started with 6 2 years ago, and the league has expanded. So, yeah, Minnesota. You've never heard of women's hockey. Ooh. I grew up with girls who played hockey, so I've always known about women's hockey. But get out and see a game. It's so fun. And the cool part about being part of a league that's, just getting started is the tickets aren't that expensive, right? Like they are building up their fan bases. They're building up their brand. And so you can get it on the ground floor and see a really cool thing starting out. And even like that's how it's been with the W, and the W has like exploded in the last few years, which is awesome. Even before Caitlin Clark came in, okay? Even before Caitlin Clark came in, the Aces, the Las Vegas Aces were selling shit out. But it's just been so fun to watch a league grow. And it is annoying to see like men, let's be real, to see men shit on the W and women's sports because they're not bringing in enough money. And it's like, dude, your leagues are like 30, 40, 50, 60 years ahead of these women's leagues. Like, you didn't have to watch your league grow. So of course they're not making as much money. We are growing. Yes, women's professional baseball too. Yes, there's so much women's sports on. And here's a testament to that. I want to put my lippy on. We were there today and I was like, what do you call it in hockey when they do a full court press? So my brain was like switching between the languages of two sports as we transition from, the W of the summer and fall into hockey season. It's called a forecheck, in case you're wondering. Full court press in hockey essentially is a forecheck. I'm sure there's nuances there, but for me, that is close enough. It's like when men say they invented everything. Yeah, exactly. You were given the chance. Like women and men's sports could be at the same place if sexism wasn't a thing, But now people are seeing that women's sports are extremely lucrative. And it's finally expanding. It could have been like this the whole time. Could have had shared airtime, shared ad time, shared sponsorships for players the whole fucking time. Y'all could have been unlocking like a whole new audience, but the misogyny was more important. This is similar to racism in sports because when I moved to, it was actually when I moved to Rhode Island because the Red Sox broke the curse, right? When I was in college and I was in school in Rhode Island. But when I moved to Massachusetts years later, I learned that Boston the Red Sox were the very last team in the MLB to integrate. So it wasn't a curse. It wasn't Babe Ruth's curse. It was the fucking ownership of the team not wanting black people on their team. So they were missing out on this whole new pool of talent. They were denying all of these very talented people, men, entry into this league, and they shot themselves in the foot. But instead they just blamed it on a stupid curse. That's like, no, bitch. It's because you guys didn't integrate. Diversity makes everything better. Yeah, classic bigotry at its finest. Yes, shooting yourself in the foot just in the name of keeping the hatred alive and keeping things pure, right? Just like all of these TV stations and advertisers have shot themselves in the foot for decades by not promoting women's sports. It's just so stupid. And here I thought it was because I didn't wash my Red Sox shirt during the 2004 World Series. Close. Yeah, I was a freshman in college when they won in '04, and it was insane being on a college campus during those games. Definitely not the only reason, but a fair point and an embarrassing part of Boston's history. Yeah. It's certainly not the only reason, but to me, it feels like a huge reason. Like, Boston decided to stay stuck in the past, and it didn't help them for decades and decades and decades, right? So there's that. It was a wonderful game. Please go out and see women's sports and support your teams. It's just so fun. They put lesbians on the kiss cam. It's just super gay and a great time. It's just the vibes are amazing. No one's getting drunk and harassing people. It's just lovely. I have seen clips this year of women in the WNBA getting dildos thrown at them on the court. Yeah, that happened like a couple times, and it was some like stupid viral bullshit that of course a man did. But it was such a small blip. Honestly, when it first happened, I thought it was funny because I thought it was like lesbians doing it, but I should have known better that they would never do that. We're too cool to be gross like that. So anyway, I think it happened in like 2 or 3 games, and then it was done. So yeah, definitely not like the most important or interesting thing that happened. Oh, I forgot I have this color. Look how pretty this color is. I need to repaint my nails. They did put lesbians in the sin bin, but that's part of the fun. Yeah. I always feel so safe at PWHL games. Everyone is there to have a good time, and I have never encountered any fights or rowdy people. Exactly. The only fights are on the ice, and that's where they belong. It is so much fun. Well, and that's why BP Ultimate, that's why I was so pissed about the Caitlin Clark phenomenon, because so many racist men rode in, and women rode in with her because they saw her as this basically like an avatar for their racism. Like that she was going to come in and like show them how great whiteness is and straightness, right? Show all these black women that have been dominating for years, like they've ever given a fuck about women's sports. And it changed the vibes of games. It changed the vibes of the games that Caitlin was at. Like I've said before, I saw MAGA hats at a WNBA game. It is absolutely fucked up to do to Caitlin. I will say, in addition, and also, as my best friend always says, and also, I think she and her team should have been a lot more vocal about it. And they should not, to this day, be putting their whitest, most MAGA, obnoxious, transphobic, rotted hag out front as their spokesperson for everything, especially when she's terrible at fucking basketball. I'm talking about Sophie Cunningham. She should not be the spokesperson, but she's everywhere. She's everywhere. Because she is the basketball player that a lot of men want. They want her to be hot. They want her to not be good enough to be threatening to them. And they want her to be fucking, honestly, misogynistic and racist. Yeah, hockey, there's definitely a high bar financially for hockey. It's true. The only people I knew that played hockey growing up were well off-ish, right? Like they like owned restaurants and stuff like that. So there's a game near you? Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing about the PWHL, the Women's Hockey League. They do like takeover games where they go to cities that don't have teams yet. So you might, if you go to PWHL Takeover, I think it is, if you just Google that, you'll be able to see games near you. They did one in Detroit last year because Detroit is getting a team, which is awesome. They do have a couple games in Boston. My friends are going to those. Because the Boston team doesn't play in Boston, which honestly I'm okay with. Parking is easier. Parking's way easier. And so is driving there. So yeah, go and check out a game. They're so cheap. Like we got season tickets for a song, like so inexpensive, and it's a great way to support the league, make new friends, like just get out there. Like in the W, we have the people next to us who also have season tickets. Like we're friends with like everyone in our section now. It's so fun. And it's like a pride event every time you go. If you're gay and you're looking for community, go to a women's sports game. There's so much professional sports for women right now. The sports bra, Jenny, I'm dying to go there. They're bringing one to the East Coast. It's either Philly or Boston. Oh, the NWSL, light years ahead, and the women's national team for soccer, light years ahead of the men. But that's what could happen with literally every sport. If every sport invested the way women's sports or people invested in the women's team. And Title IX is a huge reason that the women's soccer team is as good as it is. Graham, you make me want to get into women's sports and I don't even watch men's sports. You don't have to watch men's sports. That's the best part. You don't have to ever interact with a man, except like the refs and announcers sometimes. But you don't have to. And honestly, right now is a great time. I'm like getting so excited. Start right now with college basketball. Because what's going to happen is you're going to fall in love with some players. Some of them are going to be seniors and ready for the draft. And then you're going to watch the draft. And you're going to see where your favorite players end up. And then you'll get to watch them in the WNBA. And by then, you'll know what's going on. And you'll know how they play. And you'll see how they interact with these other players. And then you'll get to know them. It's like a whole thing. It's awesome. And all the PWHL games, yes, are streamed for free on YouTube. Again, that's the great thing about a new league is you don't have to have like cable to watch it. But definitely like figure out who your college team is. Like we're UConn, but I also love South Carolina. South Carolina is a great team to watch. LSU is a great team to watch. Tennessee is a great team to watch. Obviously, UConn. Sarah Strong is like the best player in the fucking universe in college basketball right now. Pick a team. Pick a team and just have fun. And then when it comes to the draft time, then you'll be able to see them get into the W. And it's so awesome seeing the rookies up against the vets in the new season. So. Wow, what a rant, a positive rant about women's basketball. Just don't get me started. I genuinely could not say enough about how much it's given, how much it's brought to my life, the community it's given us, because we live in a very not gay area, right? And so going and doing gay stuff all the time is just so awesome. Okay, we do have things to talk about. You're making the sport repulsed nerd excited about sports? Listen, so much of sports is nerdy shit. Are you into stats? You can get a look at the box scores, follow percentages. They have so much data if you're that kind of nerd. They can tell where, like, they will show you every single place on the court where someone has taken a shot from during the game. I don't know how they do it. Genuinely don't know how they do it. Yeah, there is so much data. That's why my wife is has always been into sports, but she's super into the data. She knows like where everyone went to college, how long they've been in the league, like what teams they've been on. Like you can get really deep into it if you want to. Does it not bother you how little black and brown representation there is on H3? It's always bothered me how they seem to not hire POC or TAN. Talk about stories affecting the community. Your name is biggest of the biggest of the blacks. I was like, biggest of the blacks. So is Nate not a person of color? And what kind of stories affecting the community are you looking for? Because part of me wonders if you came here because you saw my title about the fact that Hasan just keeps saying he doesn't care about black people or what they think. Avery, Lena, Gabe, yeah, there's lots of people of color. Rich Lux was just on multiple episodes. Oh, we got a snarker. So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna, like, I think it's weird to sit and be like, oh, let's list off all the brown people. But I also think that, yeah, exactly. You did see your title. Exactly. So it's not a question in good faith, right? You're asking it because I'm going to talk tonight about Hasan being blatantly, openly racist. And you have to do whataboutism. I will say, as a gay person, I wish there was like a gay in the room. I can say that as a gay person. Like, are you a person of color asking this? And if so, that's your place, right? Like to say something like that. But I think that they have a lot of diversity in the room. The way a snarker derailed the convo. As I'm talking about women's sports, specifically basketball, which is heavily dominated by black women, you want that's just very strange. Okay, black people, I'm not a snarker. What? Okay, black people, I'm not a snarker. Okay, so you're not black and you're asking this question? I've been around for a very long time. My husband is black and I wanted him to watch H3 for the longest time with me, and he consistently pointed out the lack. Why have I never seen you on my channel before? Oh, because you haven't published anything. You haven't talked ever on this channel. And you only joined YouTube 3 days ago. I'm sorry. You might be coming from a great place, but your entire question feels contrived. It feels like you created this account to ask these kind of bad faith questions. I don't believe that your husband, I don't know. Your husband, if you actually have a husband who is black and he doesn't like the show, okay, that's fine. Right? Like, all of that felt very much like, I'm genuinely asking. It doesn't feel like you're genuinely asking, if I'm being honest. And as people pointed out in the comments, I think that there's a lot of diversity. And I mean, like it or not, Jews are a minority as well. You know what I mean? Like, they're a very, very small portion of the population. And I just, yeah, it felt very disingenuous for you to say that and to act like there's no diversity on the show. It's pretty weird. Ooh, Thirsty Fupa's cooking up sexy content. We love that. Shout out Thirsty Fupa. As a Latina, I have noticed too, but appreciate the love for diverse foods. And yes, Ethan does call out stuff like the Hasan nonsense on his Insta. Yeah, I think that every workplace could do with a policy that, you know, encourages the recruitment and hiring of more people of color, more queer people, more trans people, more disabled people, right? Hell yeah. Make it more diverse. Like, I see no problem in that. Hila's Middle Eastern. Yes. We've got immigrants on the show. And I'm not saying like, oh, there's just no one that's as good as the white guys on the show. Right? Because I see people saying like, oh, it'd be great if we had it, but you know, there just isn't somebody. I'm sure they could find more people of color. But how many people? I mean, they don't hire people. They don't hire very many people, right? Like, is Nate the we have Morgan and we have Tamara, 2 women, and Tamara's Jewish. We have friend of the show, David, who I believe is Latino. You know? The mods are very diverse. Alex just did a huge interview with Avery, which will be coming out in the near future. David is Mexican and Asian. Like, but do you see what happens when someone asks a question like that disingenuously? And then everyone starts like rattling off all of the diversity of the people. It just feels so weird. Right? Sorry. There's chocolate on my desk from last night. I had to have a little piece. Yeah. They've also brought on a Teddy Fresh employee who was a POC to talk about the Pearl debate. Yeah, so like, I don't know. It's just, I think it's a question that is set up, that sets people up for, if it's not asked in good faith. Like if the show was all white guys, I too would be outspoken about like, hey, can we get some diversity in here, right? But I've seen in their hiring that they are making an effort to do that. So I don't see what the fuck that person was talking about, and they were very clearly just trolling. So, hey, wherever you want to clip this, feel free. Because we know that's what it's really about. Very strange. And also speaking for her black husband, I just don't, it's just the whole thing is really weird. So anyway, not as diverse as Fear and yeah, exactly. Are you also holding Hasan's feet to the fire for his entirely white fucking group? Like, let's be real. Well, all right, so let's get to things. All right, so let's talk about real stuff. 3 white guys and a white woman, exactly. Yes, you're hearing nail polish. I have so much of it. I guess the one I want is not in here, of course. Anyway. Should not have had that piece of chocolate. First of all, an hour in, half hour in, we have almost 400 people on Discord. Thank you to everybody who has joined. If you haven't, it's open to literally everyone. It is a public Discord with public channels for your your viewing pleasure and your chatting pleasure. And then there are also some channels that are just for paying YouTube members where you can talk more directly with me if you'd like. Give us topic suggestions, ask me questions, show off the food you're making. We have so much fun there. Great vibes. Someone in chat today, I think it was Ham Sandwich, right? Came up with Guam out with your clam out. This is the kind of innovation that's happening on the Gwamly Discord. The link is pinned here in chat, and one of our Discord and YouTube mods, Deej, is also spamming it. Thank you. For everyone who's joining. And coming very soon, we will have an official announcement. I feel like Ethan doing this before I'm supposed to, but and Deej is gonna be like, what the fuck? We're going to have a secret Santa, a secret snowflake, I'm calling it. So it's inclusive of all holidays. We're going to do a Discord secret snowflake. So get in the Discord. The full announcement with details and the chat on the channel for that will be coming after Thanksgiving. So you definitely want to get in there. It's going to be fun. You'll get to meet new people and, hang out. Oh, thank you, Shannon Franco. Look at that cute little sticker. All right, so there's that. Please join. It's just so fun. And we're over 500 YouTube members, which I have said. So thank you, everybody who's become a member. You are literally changing my life. It's amazing. This week's schedule is going to be weird because of Thanksgiving. Just giving you guys a heads up now. What I'm looking at for a schedule is show tomorrow, obviously, for the after party. Tuesday, we are still having our Tea Tuesdays for members every week. I do a personal gossip stream just for members. And right now we are working through the story of my first marriage. If you have watched those videos in chat, if you've watched those streams in chat, please leave a comment now and let people know how insane they are. Tuesdays is the X-Files, yes. Yeah, shout out Carol. Yeah, so that's been really fun. And so we've been working on that. So that's Tuesdays. Wednesday, I have an idea for a special stream, but I have no idea if it's actually going to happen. So I'm not going to say anything more than that. But we might have a cool stream on Wednesday. We'll see. Something I haven't done yet. Thursday, no show, obviously, because it's Thanksgiving. And then Friday, we'll be back for the after party. Sedona stream. Oh, my God. Oh, God, Sedona. I keep forgetting to talk about her. She just feels like such a non-issue. Okay, so there's all that. If you missed it this morning and you are a member or you want to be a member and you're on the fence, I tried my best to recreate this awesome look from Hila for Teddy Glow that's inspired by Wicked. See all the little pink and green. So yeah, we gave it a shot. It came out pretty good, I think. This one got a little bit muddy, but that's fine. I fixed it after I took the picture. But yeah, so I did a stream kind of making up my own tutorial because it was just a picture. This was a look by Charlene Lefevre, and she's tagged on the Teddy Glow version. And yeah, so we did that this morning. It was like 9 a.m. Eastern time. And if you haven't checked it out yet, there's something mellow you can put on in the background. So yeah, I think it came out really good. And I think, yeah, definitely getting better at doing makeup. It was a very fun look, and I wore it all day, and it stayed on all day. It was very cool. Okay. Oh, this is fun. I want to do this. I haven't even fully looked at it yet because I wanted to have the conversation with you guys openly. All right. So I saw this on the subreddit. Shout out to Jedi1220 for this idea. Did you all see it? Have you weighed in on it? You're about to get on a 9-hour flight. Which seat are you sitting in? Let's see if we can just fully open it and see how that looks. Just pull it up a little bit here. All right, you're going to get on a 9-hour flight. Where are you sitting? And it looks like most of them are like one cool person and one cursed person. I don't know who is this person. Do we know who this person is? Yeah, why would anyone not pick 4? Oh, it is in for Brent. Okay. Definitely would not sit here. Definitely wouldn't sit here. I don't see how you don't pick this, although I feel like I would sit here. I think this would be front. This would be a fun place to sit. 7 could be cool to watch Rich Lux and Dan Brazilian go at it. Yeah, this seems like a bad poll. Like, for this? Like, of course everyone's going to pick this one. But thought experiment. Let's pretend this seating, this row isn't here. I don't even really know what this means. You're just sitting with 2 memes. I mean, I guess it would be quiet. You chose 3. Brave. Tom Ward and Jimmy Lee. That would be insane. I don't know what's up with 2. You would take 8. Oh my God. I cannot stand infrared. You're between Ethan and Hasan in 4. That would be very uncomfortable for sure. No seat 4, seat 1 instead. Jimmy Lee is my Roman Empire. Listen, it's fine. 5 to mess with Hasan. Who's this guy? I don't even know who this is. I'll take a middle seat next to a bigot to back up Rich. Hell yeah. I would get Ethan and Hasan to kiss. Listen, a 9-hour flight? Maybe you would. I'm riding in the luggage. Train? I think Ethan and Hasan stuck on a flight would probably be fine in real life. Yeah, it would. I mean, it would be fine. Oh, it's Matthew, of course. 5 looks like a date R word. Wow. Yikes. I trust in Rich Lux to protect us. Yeah, I believe that. Plus, you got Gabe over here. I think it'll be fine. This is a psychotic row. Absolutely not. I bet I, along with Tom, could make Jimmy Lee very uncomfortable. Oh, for sure. They'd probably kiss and make up. Yeah, I mean, he's a soft touch. Like I saw on Instagram that he had not reached out, but he had said like, just call into the show to iDubbbz. And yeah, I want that to happen. I'm actually, tomorrow night, I'm going to do like a timeline of the last week and like Plategate and everything that's happened with these like back and forth. It feels like they have been talking more regularly through, snide remarks and videos and Instagram stories and shit like that. But it seems like there's more back and forth. So maybe it is building to something. I don't know. I just don't know, and I haven't been following it closely, so I wanna chronicle it for myself and for others. Oh, Rich is talking about it now. Hey, Rich. Is Rich doing streams now? Is just on TikTok or on YouTube too? Tell Rich I say hi. Def has been ramping up the dialogue. Yeah. Anissa would never allow that. You might be right. You might be right. All right, so there wasn't a ton to really comment on from Friday's episode that I saw. And it's we're 2 days out now, and so it feels like it happened a million years ago. But I will say I loved a couple of parts. First of all, Hila trying to scream felt like. It really, when she talked about it, felt like unlocking some kind of trauma. I think she's right. Like, to me, it feels like there's like a self-consciousness if you can't scream. Like, you don't want to look like there's a vulnerability to screaming. Right? And I think people don't think of it that way. But for some people, it does feel really vulnerable to let go like that, right? I think a lot of people are very buttoned up in some ways, right? For whatever reason. Maybe it's the way they were raised. Maybe that's just who they are, right? Not everyone's a fucking psycho that will just scream at anything. I definitely wish I could have competed in that. I am very fucking loud. I actually want to get that decibel thing and do it with my family because we are all loud. But yeah, so it's like it's like she never learned how to do it, right? And so it's like there's like this vulnerability to letting go to that degree that maybe she didn't always have the opportunity to do. And so maybe this was helpful. I hope it was helpful, She was so scared having to take a shot. I've never heard her say that. I thought all parents can scream. I scream stop often, like when the kid is scooting down the steep driveway. I guess not. She probably just like takes action, right? Hey, Storm Stunner. She should go to a rage room alone and go hog wild. Yeah, because I think even that, like the being angry is like tamped down inside of her. And she needs to just like let it release. And I don't know how to get that out of people. I mean, I'm sure there's therapy that can do it, but I think it was a big step, you know? I think that was it was clearly a vulnerability that we've never seen. And even Ethan said, like, that's the loudest I've ever heard her. So I loved that. Rich Lux had such a sweet story about the origin of his makeup, which I really loved. So let's watch Rich talk about his beautiful makeup look and where it comes from.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad used to take me to the flea markets back when I was a kid, and I saw these little clowns, and I thought they were effing cool, and I was like, oh, like that. And they were like they were like the clowns in like Mexico City. It was like the inspiration. And then he passed away, so I kind of feel like every time I do it, like homage to him.
Aw.
Yeah, super non-diverse H3 universe, right? Sweet Rich Lux talking about how Mexico City's clowns inspired him through his dad.
Yeah, it's been like over 20 years.
Shout out Dead
nice.
Dads Club.
So
It's a nice memory.
there you go.
All right, so then we're just
Yeah,
following the brow.
Ethan's so
that's
sweet.
nice.
Yeah, I do it like homage to him.
Oh, God. I'm like getting choked up thinking about it. Because you know that Ethan's thinking about like, you don't know, right? I'm being a little parasocial, but like what his kids will remember about him 20 years after he's dead, right? Oh, God.
Aw.
Yeah, it's been like over 20 years.
Sweet
that's nice.
Rich.
Yeah, so
It's a nice memory.
there you go.
All right, so then we're just
Yeah,
following the brow.
He's like, lock in with me, Rich. Let's have a moment. I love when Ethan like pushes on like the emotional stuff. Ah,
Perfect. Okay.
Well, so my eye shape's a little different, I guess. But
And
now
it's your
let's
first time.
fill it
You'll get
in.
used to it. It's your first time.
We're gonna fill it in.
so yeah, that was
Very dark.
just him talking about his dad and how the clowns were inspired by his dad. Just so sweet. I just love that. Yeah, she did look so cute with the white on her eyes for sure. And then the other bit that I wanted to share is Hila talking about what happened with the TMZ stuff, because I mean, she says in this little clip that they completely misquoted her. They didn't include her statement at all, right? And so I know we've seen the article and them saying like, ooh, she's getting all this hate because she's pro-Israel. And like, I've never heard Hila refer to herself in that way. So I was like, huh? She's like pro her family not dying. And she is Israeli, so she doesn't hate her country, right? And she's frustrated and angry at her country and her government. But to be like, this is all happening because I'm pro-Israel. No, it's that's not why it's happening, right? It's because Hasan Piker fucking hated them, and you know the stars aligned for him in a great way. Conspiracy brain moment. What if a snarker's at TMZ? No, I don't know. The thing is, I don't think that they said it in a way that was negative. I think that they are in an environment where being pro-Israel isn't a bad thing necessarily. You know, the entertainment industry is so many Jews. But just in general, like, I think the normie population is not as like violently anti-Israel, right? So I think just saying that does not mean, I don't think that they were doing it to try to make her look bad. I think they just said what they thought was true. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, because I'm Israeli and they changed it to pro-Israel. Right. So that sounds right. Because obviously there's a lot of telephone happening with a gossip site like TMZ. So here it is.
Article.
We were talking about the TMZ.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so they reached out and they wanted to get a statement from me about what happened. And so in my
about the Teddy Glow stuff, not about the skulls.
My statement, which I wrote a super thoughtful message, and Ethan and everybody, like, I sent it for a review by everybody to make sure it's good.
Hila, release the statement. I would love to see the statement. Hila, you should release the statement if you see this. If you see me, if you hear me, I think you should release the statement. Throw it up on Instagram, girly pop. That's my vote. Release the files!
Put a lot of thought into it. And I just also included like all the harassment I've been getting in general. So I included the skulls and CPS.
We love a girl like
But then,
context.
yeah, I was surprised that
It was
became
kind of
like the
mentioned
main
on
title.
like offhandedly.
Yeah. And actually, my actual statement was not included at all.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, release the statement. You spent so much time on it. Everyone seemed to spend a lot of time on it, right? And so, yeah, show us what you said, Queen. We want to read it. We want to hear what you have to say. I mean, we've probably heard a lot of it, but not in like a formalized statement like that.
Wow. So
They
you
saw
feel
that.
like you were misquoted?
I just feel like it's not what I thought it would be, you know?
Well, I
Yeah.
think they saw. They're like, oh, this is way more interesting.
Right.
They heard about the skulls and they were like, "That's our fucking headline." Right
Yeah,
there."
exactly.
Which, yeah, I mean, we know that game with the titles of the.
I would love more get ready with me makeup chats like this. Totally. And I will say something I'm learning as I'm learning to do makeup is it takes a lot to get to that point where you're just like chatting and doing your own makeup. Because right now I'm just like following other people. And so I'm not at that point. But I would love to get to a place where I can do like a weird makeup look and like do a story time at the same time, you know? A press conference. I mean, maybe she doesn't want to make it like make it a big deal again and sort of resurface everything, but I feel like it died down pretty fast, right? It was like that first day when Teddy Glow launched, there was like that rush of like concentrated hatred targeting all the people that worked with her, but it seems like most rational people are back to or are finally coming out and behaving and supporting her. So
The
Yeah.
podcast, you know,
I don't know what you're.
you got to go with the
about.
juiciest.
I don't like that. It makes me sound so stupid.
Yeah, and that was the annoying thing. You worked on that all weekend, and we were passing the message back and forth.
Yeah, even Tom was
and then
helping.
they came back with like.
Well, then
more
they gave notes.
questions.
And they're like, "Can you expand on this?" We're
Yeah,
like,
they
"Okay."
came back with more questions. And they come up with.
I
fucking,
mean, of course TMZ is going to want the thing about the skulls, right? If it bleeds, it leads, as they say in journalism. So I'm not surprised that is what they wanted. And I'm also not surprised that they misquoted her at all or misrepresented her. You just kind of have to expect that, I guess. I don't know. Ethan painting his whole eye white was crazy, yeah. Okay, let's see what else.
200 words of a 6-month-old story.
Shut up, Tom.
No, I will not. I will
Shut
not.
up,
He
Tom.
has a point. He has a point, Ian.
Okay, we got the white. Now I need the.
Oh, you think Shotgate compromised Hasan's credibility? Well, wait till you see what I've rounded up for tonight.
eyeliner. The eraser side. Wait, Morgan.
All right, was there more?
You lost? You're a
So
rock
fun
star.
to just have a character.
It's so
Do you feel like
fun.
it's kind of like
Here's my alter ego. Let me
Yeah.
see.
Enragement equals engagement is the new media version of that. Oh, that's so true. That's a great phrase. I love that. Oh, there's no tease. It's coming next. Don't worry, girly pop. So yeah, those were like the only two clips that I saw from the show that really deserved a little more time. I will say again, Hila, if you want to release that well-worded, beautiful statement that you and Ethan and Tom and whoever else worked on, we would love to read it and support you. If not, that's also totally fine. It's no longer sex cells, it's rage cells. Oh yeah, I mean, I saw some nightmare Hasan fan today who was like, I think Hasan should be meaner to chatters. Like, I think that he should, just Yeah. And so like they are in it for the blood. They want that meanness, that abusiveness to other people. That is like what they get off on. They enjoy it. Like it just feels very dysfunctional to me. So again, can't imagine watching somebody who is so abusive to his own audience. Literally the person meant, I think Hasan should be meaner to his own chat. It's crazy. It's crazy. Speak of the devil and he shall appear. Another weird clip of Hasan Piker has surfaced in which he is telling black people what to think and how to feel about racism. This one is only from 2 years ago, and I thought it was way further back. And maybe y'all will agree with me on that. But it looks like it was from 2023 based on some of the clips in here. Oops, I don't want to do that. All right. So here it is. Here's the clip. So he's talking about digital blackface, which was, I feel like it was a very hot button issue a few years ago. And then it kind of died down. So here he is having an opinion on this because, of course, why not? He has to have an opinion on everything, doesn't he? So here he is talking about it. And I will say, it's definitely not the most shocking one that I've seen of him, but it's not helpful to him, I don't think. It is certainly very telling about how he feels about a lot of things, and the arrogance is pretty wild.
What is digital blackface and why is it wrong when white people use it? They are just doing bait. They're doing bait. There's no basis in this. There's no material harm.
So I imagine the context of this, because if you look at the beginning, it's from CNN. And we know that one of Hasan's main streams of income is shitting on mainstream media, which, to be fair, they deserve a lot of shit. They deserve a lot of blame for a lot of things that go wrong in politics and elsewhere. But he has gotten to a point where he cannot interface with anything written by a mainstream source without completely delegitimizing it. Like we just saw him in China denying the claims, the very true facts that China has been shutting down or limiting access to LGBTQ dating apps, right? And not for the purpose of privacy, but very clearly as part of a larger clampdown on public display of queerness, right? So we saw him doing it there, being like, oh, you're just getting your stuff from Twitter, and then being like, oh, this is NBC, this is Newsweek, like just trying to slam and discredit the organizations putting out the information, right? So I imagine that that's where this started, because he has a very clear formula, right? Where he goes back to his well of rehearsed, comfortable talk tracks. Where he's like, oh, well, this is how I can discredit this because it was on CNN, and that means that it's just rage bait. And it's like, is anyone doing more rage bait than you right now, bitch? Hard to believe. I remember that article also saying gifs of black people being used by white people was racist. Yeah, and I think to some degree there is validity to that, right? Of it's not saying, first of all, the concern comes out of the black community. So that makes it valid, right? The concern comes out of the black community and makes it valid. And I can understand it because it does feel like you are using a black person to have a funnier, more interesting, more dynamic reaction to something than you would have, right? So I get it. I understand where it comes from for sure. And I'm also not surprised that Hasan is trying to is basically throwing black people under the bus in order to shit on CNN. So let's listen.
What is digital blackface and why is it wrong when white people use it? They are just doing...
Yeah, that said 2023. 2023. This is only 2 years ago. This jean jacket, how is this only 2023?
Use it. They are just doing bait. They're doing bait. There's no basis in this. There's no material harm. I don't care if like real black people, especially black academics or, you know, people that write for theroot.com decide.
I don't care if black academics are saying something is racist. I don't care if black journalists are saying something is racist. Whatever they are saying is not rooted in anything real. There is no basis for the things that black academics are saying when it comes to digital representations of black people and how they're used. What are we doing, Hasan?
Decide to make this like a genuine fucking problem. Ultimately, no one cares about this shit. Okay? No one.
Something I always despise about white men is when they act like their opinion is the default or the objective truth. And here we have Hasan saying no one cares about digital blackface because he doesn't care about digital blackface. And he's saying that there's no rational basis, that there's no harm done because he does not experience the harm or believe in it. Right? I hate that. I hate when white men do that, when they act like their opinion is fact. And also that is like that it is the only opinion that matters, the only opinion that counts. That he is the authority on what is racist and what isn't. And what matters and what doesn't.
I don't care. Maybe because I'm white and privileged. You can't tell black people what is or isn't a point of contention, though. Yes, I can. I am literally a political commentator. I have black members in this community, and I tell them shit all the time. Yes,
Let's run that one back. You can't tell black people what is or isn't a point of contention. And he says, yes, I can, because I'm a political commentator. This is just another thing that drives me nuts specifically about white leftist men, is that they feel like because of their politics, which they feel are unimpeachable, that they are allowed to talk down to, condescend to, shit on, and control marginalized communities because they know better. They know better than these people. Hasan is smarter and has stronger opinions than black people, and so he is allowed to tell them what is and isn't racist and what is and isn't harmful to black people. If only the gods of the Odyssey were real. You know what I mean? Because this hubris is certainly punishable by a 20-year journey at sea.
you can't tell black people what is or isn't a point of contention, though. Yes, I can.
Arrogant.
I am literally a political commentator. I have black members in this community, and I tell them shit all the time. Yes, I can. And I will keep doing it. I don't care. And there is literally nothing you can do about it. Well, if a white...
Listen, that's true. You can do whatever you want, Hasan. But it is going to make people look at you a different type of way. And you are going to get criticism for that, right? And then you're going to cry about it, about how you're not digestible enough to people outside of your circle and how normies don't like you and all this other shit that you cry about when only 2 out of 10 of the puff pieces your PR firm has been shopping around get published. Man, no one likes me. Well, you know, saying shit like this doesn't help, brother. Like, go ahead and say it and be arrogant about it and say there's nothing we can do about it. But you're a fucking white guy. You are a rich white guy and you're saying this. That is, it feels violent to me.
About it. Well, if a white man says no one should care about this, then I as a black person can just go fuck myself, I guess. This seems like another moment, right, where a white person is telling you how you should feel. Sometimes that white person is right. This is that moment. I can walk and chew gum at the same time.
Sometimes you should let white people talk down to you. Sometimes you have to ignore that inner alarm that's going off that protects you from whiteness in general. And you have to let a white man, a rich white man, such an out of touch white straight man tell you that you're being stupid, that you're overreacting. And that is the only path to socialism, to leftism, to having the correct opinions. Sometimes a white guy's going to be right, and wouldn't you know it, it's Hasan. It's Hasan in this moment who is right.
Same time, I can be upset about police violence against black people and digital blackface. No. Digital blackface is when a white person uses black culture in a predatory fashion to make other people believe that they're black. Digital blackface is that.
Digital blackface is multiple things. I don't understand the point that he's making here. This is not, first of all, this is not digital blackface. That's literally just a guy lying and graffitiing his own house. That's not digital blackface. Like, is that really the example that he put up? Like, I agree. It is definitely an insidious piece of digital blackface is white people pretending to be black and saying things like, as a black man, right? To co-sign like extremist far-right talking points. Specifically about the black community. That is a part of digital blackface. So if that's... If you're saying that's what it is, Hasan, then how can you also say that digital blackface doesn't matter? What are we doing?
Black. Digital blackface is that.
Wait, this is from Hasan's fucking... This is from Hasan's Snapchat? That's Hasan? Is that like a Jamaican filter? And he's saying, damn, I look good.
Face is that.
I didn't even see this last bit. People are going to complain that this is blackface for sure. Okay, that literally is. You literally put on a black person filter with the locks and the hat and everything. So is this why you want to have a really hair-splitting specific example about what digital blackface is? Because you literally did it? You literally did the kind that you don't think should be a problem? Hasan, you're terrible on race, bro. You're terrible on race. I thought you were a man of the people. Like, I don't see the point of having such a strong opinion about something that is not part of your own lived experience. I don't understand him feeling confident enough to say this isn't a real problem. We all know that there's a spectrum of racism, right? That microaggressions matter because they all add up and they're hard to identify, which is very insidious and crazy making, right? Like, we all understand that. No one here is saying using a GIF of a black person on Twitter is on par with anything else that is more explicit when it comes to racism, right? But I don't understand having such a strong opinion on something like this that is not about your people at all. Like, if a black person tells me something's racist, something bothers them, something is a microaggression, I believe them. If a Jewish person tells me something's anti-Semitic, I believe them. If a trans person tells me something is transphobic that I didn't assume was transphobic, I'm like, oh shit, thank you. I didn't realize that was transphobic, right? If a Muslim person says something is Islamophobic, I believe them. If a woman or a person says that they were essayed, I believe them. We know Hasan has a problem with that too, though, right? I just don't see that as a complicated thing. If someone with a different lived experience than you says that their community believes there is a problem with it, benefit of the doubt. When in doubt, just believe them. Take it to heart. Make whatever choice you want from that, right? But to me, it's the having of such a strong, arrogant, confident opinion about something that does not impact you. And I will say, there are nuances within all communities, especially marginalized communities, because people are never a monolith, right? So I am sure that even within the black community, there is room for discussion about what digital blackface is, what kind of impact it really has. I am sure some people don't think it's a problem and others see it as something that is like a microaggression that kind of adds up over time, right? Some people are more concerned with the examples of latent and casual racism, while others might be more concerned with more explicit versions of racism, probably due to their own experiences, right? But Hasan, that is not a conversation for you to be part of. Zip your fucking lip. That is an intra-community discussion. And I know that as a white man, you think that everything belongs to you, that you deserve to be part of every conversation. You deserve to lead every conversation because you were just the smartest person in the room. But that conversation about whether or not digital blackface is a problem is not one for you to weigh in on. Right? How are you this high-powered political streamer and you're just learning that? And also, if it's not an issue, why are you even talking about it? Why are you doing a segment on it? Probably to shit on CNN, right? That's probably the reason. And in the process of shitting on CNN, which you could have done in a lot of ways that would have made sense, you have instead decided to throw black people in general under the bus, black academics specifically under the bus, and black journalists. I can't believe that this is from 2023. I thought it was going to be I thought it was older than 2023.
When white people use it, they are just doing bait. They're doing bait.
Isn't his voice higher than it usually is? Maybe they sped it up. But to me, it felt like, you know how his voice used to be higher? I thought this was going to be like from 6 or 7 years ago. This is 2 years ago. Hasan was wearing that fugly fitted jean jacket only 2 years ago. I think so. I mean, that's when the article is from. The article is from that he shows is from 2023. All of these tweets are from 2023. And the commentary here that he has pulled up is about how popular a story like this is. 2 years ago. And he did this. I don't know when this was done, but I did not know about that. That really surprised me. So yeah, I believe it's from 2023. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe bring back that person that was pretending to be concerned about how white the H3 show is, but they're clearly a Hasan fan. And he only brings on black people when he's avoiding an apology about being racist. Speaking of which, we'll get into that. So yeah, in this video, instead of just sticking to CNN, he decides to discredit black academics and their opinion on digital blackface. Like literally says, doesn't say black academics don't care about this, which also would have been stupid for him to say. Literally says he doesn't care what they think.
No one cares about this shit, okay? No one. I don't care. Maybe because I'm white and privileged. You can't tell black people what is or isn't a point of contention, though. Yes, I can. I am literally a political, especially black academics.
Oh, here we go.
There's no material harm. I don't care if like real black people, especially black academics or, you know, people that write for theroot.com decide to make this like a genuine fucking problem.
Why do you especially not care what black academics have to think about this? Why do you especially not care about that? I think that's a really weird statement.
Especially black academics. There's no material harm. I don't care.
All right, so that's a little cut. There's no cut here. I don't care, he says.
In this, there's no material harm. I don't care if like real black people, especially black academics or, you know, people that write for theroot.com decide to make this like a genuine fucking problem.
So if this becomes a genuine problem, it's just because black academics and black journalists have decided to fabricate a problem. Why would they do that, Hasan? And why are you so resentful of what black academics have to say? Well, it turns out you're not just like that about black academics. You're also like that about feminist academics, right? Here you are talking about why you don't listen to feminists about how fucking misogynistic you are.
But the point is, I'm not very performative when it comes to feminism because I just believe the things that I believe. And people, that really frustrates a lot of people who are better read than I am in terms of feminist literature, for example, feminist theory, for example. They get real mad and they say stuff like, Hasan, you come across as misogynistic from time to time. And for me, it's like, it feels like I would be more performative if I were to tailor my framework in a way that suits the
women,
suits
feminists,
the appetite and interests of people who are more well-read than me.
Hasan has had feminists who are better read than him, who are more well-read than him, tell him that his commentary comes off as misogynistic. And instead of taking that in, he has done to them what he is now doing to black people, where he basically says, I don't fucking care about that. And I especially don't care if they are better read than I am. So if they are better informed on this issue, I especially do not care about their opinion on it. Can someone explain what the fuck that is? If it's not anti-intellectualism at its finest? As someone who went to Rutgers University, Hasan, why do you feel that way? What is it about people who are better educated than you calling you in that you can't fucking stand? No, I can't be a better feminist because I would just be faking it to be performative. And I don't care to be better at things, especially if someone is calling me in that is more well-read and better educated than I am. Right? Let's go back, and I mean, we can just listen to the academic piece again. It's the same fucking thing.
They are no material harm. I don't care if like real black people, especially black academics or, you know, people that write for theroot.com decide to make this like a genuine fucking problem. Ultimately, no one cares about this shit. Okay? No one. I don't care. Maybe because
especially, right? Especially if they are black academics. He doesn't care if real black people care about this, and he specifically doesn't care if very intelligent black people think that this is an issue. That is like next level unimportant to him for some reason. Here is another example. And I was like, okay, what is his thing with theroot.com? Because he just last month, I believe it was, when he went off about black people and, oh, any other black people want to talk shit and chat. He also said shit about theroot.com. So this is like this is officially a talking point for him where he shits on black journalists out of nowhere. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody is talking about The Root, but multiple times he brings up and discredits an entire black majority media outlet to make his point. Just to discredit them to make his point. Here it is. I don't understand why he's doing this.
Shut the fuck up when it comes to black folks. You really don't want to talk about us unless it comes from voting. When is the last time you spoke about Sudan? I'm going to fucking ether you. Any other black...
Oh, I'm going to fucking ether you because I'm fucking 17 years old. Loser.
Sudan. I'm going to fucking ether you. Any other black folk want to engage in radical activist language in this fucking chat? Suck my fucking cock, okay? You stupid fucking radlib. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of my chat.
It's coming up.
Fucking stupid, moronic, fucking radlib nonsense. Suck my fucking dick.
The radlib thing is just a thought terminating cliche, right? Where as soon as you say that, the person is just discredited.
Fuck you. You think you have a pass in here to fucking speak like this? Get the fuck out of here.
Well, you think you have a pass to talk to black people like this, so...
Dumb fuck.
So mad.
You think I'm gonna fucking baby you?
Oh, he's doing you a favor by talking to you like this. He doesn't want to baby you.
Go ahead. Go post a fucking clip about how much of a fucking white supremacist I am. Suck my dick. Annoying, dumb fuck. God damn, dude. This kind of attitude is so insanely repulsive. Like, what the fuck do you think you're doing? We're talking about fucking creating a larger, broad, people-backed movement and fucking creating solidarity. And you immediately got Root.com article regurgitators in here.
Root.com. First of all, to say all of that, suck my fucking dick, you fucking rad lib, and then be like, we're building a community. We're building a coalition. Right? The whiplash of that is insane. And then immediately, out of nowhere, he targets the Root.com.
We got Root.com article regurgitators in here instantly being like, sweetie, you don't understand black people. Shut the fuck up. God.
He cannot stand being made to feel stupid or less educated. I want to check the Root.com and see if they have like written articles about him, because I don't understand why he is so angry at them that he would discredit them and malign them multiple times in different conversations over the course of several years. Are they okay? So let's see. This is, I put in Hasan Piker, and I'm not seeing anything like specifically about him, but we'll keep scrolling. I'm not seeing anything that's like super, like that's anti-Hasan in any way. Like he's not in any of the headlines. I mean, this just feels like a moderate Democrat media outlet, right? But even that, I mean, they're talking about like progressive streaming, like, so it's not even, it's like progressive Democrats. This is 2020. There's nothing about him on the Root.com. So why does he have such strong opinions about a black majority media outlet? Why is he so fixated on them? And here's another example of him going off on how much he doesn't care about what black people think. I mean, he literally says it here. He literally, every time he is told, it seems, by a minority group that they care about something that he continues to say they don't, he gets really fucking mad because he seems to not be able to handle the narrative being questioned, right? Because I think if the narrative is questioned, then he looks stupid. And so he has to go back to one of his fallbacks, like apparently the Root.com. I don't understand what his problem is with the Root.com. If anybody knows why he's so mad about the Root.com, please let me know. Like I've never known them to be problematic, but maybe I'm wrong. Although Hasan thinking something's problematic probably has nothing to do with anything I would fucking consider problematic, but let's see. Here he is again saying he doesn't literally, I don't give a fuck what black people care about. He also just never trusts that it's actually a black person talking to him. It's always some bad faith actor.
Like it or not, black people care about the border. Man, shut the fuck up. Black people care about the border. I don't give a fuck what black people care about. The Democratic Party literally is going to fucking lose. Even if they don't lose, move the country to a significantly more right-wing position. Oh, black people care about this. Black people care about that. Like, shut the fuck up. That's not how politics works. I hate that. I hate this, like, shield. Okay?
The race card? Is that what you're saying there?
Hate this fucking idiotic shield, okay? Oh, well, Hasan, how dare you? Like it or not, black people care about this issue. It's like, it's such a fucking stupid stance, okay?
I don't know if black people care about the border or not. I haven't seen the research, the demographics, the polling, whatever. But to act like caring what different demographics think isn't the way politics work? This man knows fucking nothing. Oh, caring what black people think, that doesn't fucking matter. Black Americans are literally the backbone of the Democratic Party. This is why fucking tankies never win anything. Nobody votes more strongly and absolutely Democrat. Nobody. Nobody does it better than black people. So to sit here and say, I don't give a fuck what black people think, that's not how politics work, doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make sense, Hasan. Because what you want the party to do is to continue to try to get racists to vote Democrat. Poor white people. That's who you are trying to target. Instead of trying to engage with the actual base of the party, which I'm sorry, is not straight white poor people. They are not our demographic right now. You could engage with people who you feel are more centrist and try to move them left. But instead of doing that, instead of using the power and the momentum we have to talk to those people, you're saying, I don't give a fuck what you think. Fuck you. Caring about issues that are related to your race is counterproductive. And you are stupid. You don't know anything about politics. And the issues that impact you are just a distraction. But we're trying to build a coalition. You cannot build a coalition like this with this anti-intellectual bullshit where you refuse to listen to people who know more than you, whether it is academically or through life experience. You genuinely cannot build a coalition by trying to just be the smartest, most perfect activist in the room. You can't do it. And for you to act like you are some well-educated authority on the issues, specifically issues like social justice, when you have now said about two separate demographics that you don't give a fuck what they think and that you don't want to listen to them. All black people and all women. You don't care if you sound racist. You don't care if you don't sound like a feminist. You don't care if black people care about certain things. You don't care if women are upset by the way you say shit. How does any of this square with you positioning yourself as an authority, as somebody who is educated and can talk about shit like this? The thing about being well educated is you continue to fucking learn. You don't just graduate Rutgers like 20 years ago and coast on that. On your fucking bachelor's in poli-sci. How is anyone going to this man for information, specifically about social justice? I don't understand it. We have in 4K him saying he especially doesn't care what black academics think about issues related to race. And we have in 4K him saying that he has been approached. He has been called in by women who are more well-read in feminist literature, feminist activism, and he has just not listened to them, not taken in what they were saying, because if he were to budge a millimeter in the direction of being a better feminist, that would be fake. that would be performative because he just believes what he believes. This is so fucking ignorant. This is an ignorant fucking person. And now I want you to imagine if there were this many clips of Ethan or Hila or the combination of them saying they don't care what black people think, saying they don't want to be better feminists, they don't give a fuck what women think, especially women who are smarter than them. They don't give a fuck what black academics think, especially for some reason. They don't give a fuck what black journalists think. Imagine, based on the way Hasan and Trisha fans are frothing at the mouth over them putting on a fucking charcoal face mask as part of a larger challenge about trying charcoal black products. Imagine if they were actively defending digital blackface. Imagine if they were on camera saying, I don't give a fuck what black professors have to say about blackface. Mind you, the stuff that the Trisha and Hasan fans are mad about happened like 10 years ago. Right? These 2 out of 3 of these clips happened in the fall of this year. Not even in 2025, the fucking autumn. 2 of these clips happened as leaves fell from the trees this year. And the other is only 2 years old. So this is a reminder of 2 things, friends. First of all, the fake outrage coming out of Hasan's community, Trisha's community, the Snark's community in general should not be given air or taken seriously because they are the biggest fucking hypocrites. They like to accuse everybody else of being hypocritical, of hypocrisy, right? Of saying one thing and doing the other. They know that they are full of shit. They have seen these clips and they know in their hearts, they wish that there were clips that were this damning about Ethan and Hila because they have to make everything up right now. Whether they are Trisha or Hasan fans, they well know that their fave is problematic on a lot of issues. And they simply don't care. They simply do not care also that their fave has been 10 times more problematic on certain issues more recently than Ethan and Hila. They don't give a fuck. It's fake. It's fake outrage. And their power is fake too. There's no reasoning with them. There's no appeasing them. But when you try to do that shit, that is when they have power. There is no point in arguing with these people. They are fucking liars. And the worst part is they know it. They know they're lying. They know it's all bullshit. They know that they're stretching, talking about a fucking face mask or self-tanner. They understand what context is because they constantly talk about it when it comes to Hasan or Trisha, right? Okay, the second point. So the fake outrage is bullshit. You shouldn't give it power. Don't give it air. Number 2, intersectional leftism is a real thing. It exists, and lots of us believe in it and are trying to make it a bigger thing online. You can care about the working class, and when you say that, you mean the entire fucking working class. You don't just mean poor white people in rural America. There are plenty of leftists who understand that just because we have certain politics that are people focused, right? We have populist politics, and we think that we care a lot about people. That doesn't give us the right to talk to marginalized people like this. It doesn't give us access to marginalized spaces and to act like these fucking white saviors riding in to help low information voters, which is the kind of shit Bernie said back in like 2012, 2016? I don't even remember. It was so long ago. But that's how the Bernie camp back then was talking about black voters, calling them low information voters. I like Bernie a lot, but that was fucked up. And Hasan is a product of that, and I don't agree with it. And I don't think that just because he considers himself a socialist, that means that he has the right to talk about anybody however he wants. Because he acts like, oh, it's all about the economy. It's all about socioeconomic stuff. Okay, well, race compounds that stuff. Gender compounds that stuff. Sexuality compounds that stuff. Disability compounds that stuff. There's a reason gay men make so much more money than lesbian women in general. There's a reason why white men make so much more money than black women, right? It is about the fucking economy. And when you say stuff like, I don't give a fuck, especially what black academics have to say about things, what if those, are there no black leftist academics? Like, what are we doing? That is not, in my book, what leftism is about. It's not what leftism is. And I don't think we have to settle for whatever the fuck this is, where some rich white guy shows up and tells us what we're supposed to think about everything because he got a fucking poli-sci degree from Rutgers. Like, who the fuck is this? Who is this guy? Who gave him all this power? This is not leftism. This is not socialism. This is racist, sexist, tanky horseshit, and I think that we should leave it in 2025. There are so many leftists who are not Hasan that you guys should seek out and listen to, because they are talking about shit in a very different way. They are not speaking with this kind of arrogance. I think I need to do like a roundup of these people. So look for that in the near future. Because I am so sick of this guy. This fucking guy being the authority on my political party and my politics. At no point do I look at Hasan and think that he actually cares about working people. I don't fucking believe that. Because how are you going to care about working people and not listen to them? No, that's not, you don't actually care about that shit. And I don't actually need to be better at being a feminist. And I don't actually need to listen to black academics. I cannot believe he fucking said that. Like, what are we doing? Why is he this fucking white savior? Like, you're doing it again, white people. You're doing it again. You're making a white guy the answer to the problems of a lot of people he doesn't understand. He is always going to put his own shit first. And for him, it's the narrative. The narrative comes first. He wants to dunk on CNN, so he throws black journalists, black like degree holders, black academics who study black history, black sociology, all things of that nature, and also economics. Right? They're not just all having like African American studies PhDs. just throws them all under the bus and shits on them and demeans them and belittles them. Has this man ever fucking read Bell Hooks? That's what I want to know next. There's someone to read immediately, Bell Hooks. Should have left him in 2023 with that fugly ass jean jacket. Truthfully. Look at this fucking thing. Like, are you Justin fucking Timberlake at the VMAs? Anyway, we're going to talk. I have plans for the new year, specifically through Discord, but probably I'll do some educational stuff on here too, because I want to deepen my knowledge about leftism, because clearly there is a vacuum that needs some help. And I'm not saying that I can fill it as a white woman, right? But at least I'm fucking gay, and at least I read black women. And so I can probably help show you other people instead of acting like I have all the fucking answers, which is what Hasan does, right? So in the new year, I want to talk about the book Conflict is Not Abuse, for sure. Written by a lesbian, shout out. I want to talk about bell hooks. I want to get deeper into leftism that is more intersectional, right? And talk more about that stuff. I think we need to all learn more. At least fucking gay chat, yeah. I don't want to be a white savior. That's not. But if I can connect y'all with people that I know about, like people who I know are doing good things, that to me feels like a service I can provide. Especially because I know a lot of this audience is white, because I think a lot of the H3 audience is white. It's just like my audience on Instagram. It's a lot of people that look like me, right? It's a lot of liberal or progressive queer white women, because that's how the algorithm works. We follow people we look like and think like. And so I spend time there, and I want to spend more time here being a bridge, trying to be a bridge, instead of acting like I have all of the answers. I think we all got to model, we have to model the behavior we want to see, right? And the behavior that I want to see online from leftists is fucking humility. Have some humility, have some ability to know that you are not the smartest person in the room, and you should never feel that way. And that it should be about lifelong learning and getting better and listening to people who don't look like you. So I don't care what he's up to. Clearly, he's just going to continue doubling down and saying that nothing matters if he doesn't care about it, if it doesn't impact him directly. Okay, cool. But in the new year, we are going to learn more. We are going to educate ourselves more. We are going to talk about marginalized people. We're going to learn some shit. We're going to learn how to argue better on the internet, when to not argue on the internet. Could save ourselves some time. And I want to find a way to do a book club that's not just let's read and discuss it. I think I want to teach some chapters. And I definitely want to do it publicly. I love the Discord, and I want to have a reading challenge via Discord, which will be really fun. But specifically for stuff like this, I think we need more voices just teaching people, instead of Hasan just showing up and being like, don't worry about it, guys. I know everything. Just listen to me and you don't got to look anywhere else. I'm sick of the anti-intellectual bullshit. So let's get intellectual. Let me let my master's degree speak for itself. But yeah, the first book, if you want to get it, the first book I want us to talk about in the new year is Conflict is Not Abuse. And if there are any snarkers watching, it would be a great read for y'all too. Would love y'all to do a little book club about Conflict is Not Abuse. Intellectual and accessible. Hell yeah. Moo Cow, if there's anything that you suggest for better accessibility, please let me know. It's available on Audible. It's also available to download, which is what I did. I downloaded it as an ebook, and that'll allow me to highlight things like I did with the lawsuit, and walk through sections of it with you guys. I imagine we will have PowerPoint presentations. I have taught at the college level. Okay, I am an academic, so I understand how to set up a lesson. So it's going to be to the point, and hopefully you're going to learn a lot of things. I have lived many lives before this. Yes, check your local libraries. I'm sure that so many copies exist. A white academic. Yeah, maybe he'll listen to me because I'm a white academic. Eating the Other. That's a good one. Sweesh, will you put that into Discord, please? Because I do want to do a Bell Hooks book after Conflict is Not Abuse. Yeah. All right. So that's going to start in the new year because I think that as a community, see, this is what I want to do as a community leader. I want to set the tone. I want to model behavior. I don't want to tell you all what to do, but in this community, I think our resolution for the new year should be learning more about what we're talking about, because I don't think that there's enough of that going on. I want us to learn more, like I said, about how to have conflict. I want us to learn more about intersectional leftism. We're gonna have a good time. Oh yeah, okay, that's great. Kristen says there's a free PDF of Conflict is Not Abuse, so you can get it for free. I also want to read the Communist Manifesto together and see what that actually says, and if it lines up at all with what all of these online leftists are talking about, or online Marxists are saying it is. I read it in high school in my AP history class, but I haven't read it since then. So, yeah. I think we need to admit where we might be weak, right? In our intellect, and we need to brush up on some shit. Yeah, so I mean that right there might be the first 3 books. Conflict is Not Abuse, Eating the Other, or maybe another Bell Hooks book, and then the Communist Manifesto. Alice Walker, I love Alice Walker. That's what I'm saying. The online lefties have not fucking read that shit. So yeah, that's my goal, is to better educate ourselves, enrich this community, focus less on battling with people who know that they're lying, right? I want us to put our energy where it makes sense. If you are a Discord member, if you're a YouTube member and a Discord member, drop your books into the book channel. Drop the books that you're recommending in the book channel so we can have them. Oh, Eating the Other is an essay. Oh, okay, we can do an essay. That'd be fun. I've never done a book group, and I'm not the fastest reader. How does it work usually? How long do you have to read it? Well, that's the thing. I don't actually want to do independent reading like that. It's definitely not a silly question, but that I think is an aspect of accessibility that we can deal with. I don't want to just assume that people are going to read it, because personally, I cannot do book clubs very easily because I never end up actually reading the shit. I am like so I'm like so authority avoidant that just being told to read something, I'm like, fuck you. So what I want to do is maybe teach, I love the group discussion idea. So that's like adding on to what I'm thinking right now. Teach a lesson on a section of the book, like a very focused section that you won't have to have read when you come in. Teach that section. And then on Discord, have like a voice channel where y'all can talk about it. I think that that's the way to like level set, right? It doesn't, that way you're not having to rush to read things and be accountable for that with all the other shit going on in your life, right? You'll have a lecture and then y'all can discuss. Like I'll step back. I don't need to be part of the voice discussion. I can be if we want to, right? But if you think that you want to just do it yourselves, we can have a voice channel where y'all talk to each other. Thank you, Sweesh. Okay? I think that's way more useful than what a lot of white women did during the Black Lives Matter protests, where they did book clubs, right? And that's great to learn things, but like, was anybody actually reading the books? Because I heard that a lot of people were ordering books and then just ordering books through indie bookstores and then just never picking them up and paying for them. I don't want that. I want people to actually get the information into their brain. And if I need to say it for it to happen, then that's what we will do. Yeah, we're going back to school, baby. All right, I will work on that over the Christmas break for sure. Cool. I feel good about that. Yeah, it's not a chore. I want to just do a lecture like the way I've done other presentations, right? Maybe we'll have some discussion questions where you can chat about it as I'm going through things, right? And then we can do Q&A, like we can do all kinds of stuff. The Girl with Crib Notes channel. Professor Guam. I can get like a different outfit and everything. It'll be so fun. I will tune in for lecture so fast. Do we get prizes or what? I require badges. Oh, that's such a good idea. Because I also love an A+. We will figure, give me a chore. I like to be bossed around. Okay, calm down. Thunder Song. It is an indigenous book, my favorite. Ooh, okay. If you bully me, I'll come. Jenny, stop! Oh, shout out Billy Madison. All right, let me write these ideas down for ways to make this even better. I'm so glad you guys like it. I want it to be collaborative. I don't want it to just be like Hasan, where he's like, I am the authority on this issue. I want to be like, hey, here's a cool writer I like. Here's a cool historian that's fun and interesting and knows way more than I do. Maybe there'll be videos we can watch, like Crash Course does awesome videos on all kinds of things. And now that they've been starting to do a lot of like indigenous history and things like that. Oh, and I just got the book by Nate Blackhawk as well. So yeah, there's tons of stuff that we can do. Let me just add this stuff in. Okay. All right, cool. Well, I think that's a good place to end for tonight, because I feel like, you know, we were feeling negative about Hasan and how stupid he is, but now we've taken that, which is another thing Hasan doesn't do, right? He just lets you stay angry and then points you at one of the people that he's mad at, Destiny or Ethan or whoever else it is, theroot.com. But we're going to channel that, right? That's what we're modeling. You're mad about something. Okay, what can you do about it? Okay, well, let's learn more. That can be a good start. And then we're going to find new people that we can follow on the internet and learn from, right? School uniforms for all of us. As a recovering Catholic who went to Catholic school, then we all wear the same glasses. Stop making it a cult. Stop making it a cult. So yeah, I feel good about this. I think this is a good place to end. It's just Teddy Fresh. The uniform is Teddy Fresh. You guys are so stupid. Okay, so tomorrow I'll be back for the after party. And we've got some other stuff that we can talk about at the top of that show. And then, like I said, Tuesday will be members episode for the gossip. Wednesday, up in the air. Thursday, definitely not a show. And then Friday, we'll be back. Okay? All right, everybody. This was so fun. Thank y'all for being here on a Sunday night. And I will see ya tomorrow night. Bye, everybody.
you